Hi guys, good day. For today, I'll be sharing with you some pre-painting steps that I take in order to make painting the Barbatos so much easier and also to enhance the look of the kit, especially on the head part. The head part is a particularly tricky part to work with, especially because there's so much detail that needs to get painted inside a very tight space, especially on the faceplate part. So normally, most modern kits have this peg that joins the mask part on the two halves that form the base or the bulk of the head. Normally, on most kits, again, you can just remove those pegs and insert the mask directly onto the base of the head. So what I'm doing right now is using my side cutter to trim off the peg. It can be easily removed, but this is just for the Barbatos. On some kits, there's more material that you need to remove, and as such, the modification needs to be more significant. So joining the two halves together and plugging the mask, you can see that we can now easily insert and remove the mask part with the eyes, therefore making it easier to detail this part of the kit. Apart from the eyes, there's also a bit more detail on the cheeks, which you call it cheeks of the kit, that needs some precision painting that's very hard to do when the head is fully assembled. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trimming the peg a bit more because I want this part to slide easily in and out of the main part of the head. So when everything's painted up, what I'll be doing is I'll just be using super glue to cement it in place. So I'm using a metal file to further trim down the peg, and at this stage you need to be quite careful because if you trim it too much, it will be a bit wobbly when you insert it, and it will be harder to align even if you're using super glue to cement the part. Okay, so checking the parts fit, we can see that the head now slides in more easily, and it stays in place well enough so that you can leave it there while you're working on the rest of the kit. Okay, so there are some parts of the Barbatos that need to have further trimming, and these are the parts that are sharp. What Bandai does is that they add these flags to, I guess, make the parts less stabby or to protect the parts from breakage. So you just need to trim it clean off the main part and sand it down using a sanding stick, sandpaper, or if you're real careful, a metal file. so after all the trimming and filing and slight modifications on the head part, what I'm doing right now is test fitting the parts again to see if everything went well. And since the modifications that I did are really minor, I think there won't be any problem. Okay, so right now as I'm reassembling the parts, I'm checking if there are other areas that I missed and areas that may have to be filled in. And so far I think there's none except for the main halves of the head. Okay, so seeing that the head is okay, I decided to work on the rest of the kit. So it's basically the same process, which is a lot of sanding and filling in the seams with super glue. So for the Barbatos, I decided that I'd like to try out bunker plastic technique, which is he relies heavily on the actual plastic used on the model and uses minimal paint when needed, especially when what you're aiming for is to capture the basic look of the mech. And I find that approach very refreshing, especially for someone like me who loves to custom paint his kits. So for the Barbatos, what I think I'll be doing is I'll be doing very minimal paint work and instead try to use chalks and washes to finish the kit. So here's the Barbatos so far, and we'll be working on the weapons next. So stay in touch, please do like, comment, and subscribe.